So I just finished watching an Arise interview. I think they call it in-depth analysis. An interview with a journalist had with Shehu Mahdi, and I must tell you that I'm so disgusted by the whole of the interview, especially with the journalist. I'm like, where did this journalist come out from? I mean, the questions were horrible. There were no follow-ups. There was a lot of bigotry in the whole interview. And you expected the journalist to have taken on the person who was spewing all of that, but it wasn't forthcoming. First of all, the question that, this particular question that was asked by the journalist, before I even say anything, let me allow you just hear that question.
I want to take you back to Nigeria's political history, considering what happened in 1966 and the unfortunate coup, the killings, and all of that. Is Northern Nigeria yet to forgive the Igbo nation? If the North has forgiven the Igbo nation for all that happened and transpired.
The arrogance for me of that statement is Northern Nigeria yet to forgive the Igbo nation. So somebody should make me understand this as if I'm 3 years old. So a couple of officers went on and did a coup and did certain things. So because they are from a particular region, so everybody from that region, over 50 years later, they have to be smeared and held onto the fact that, oh, because those people that had done this are from their own tribe, right? And then there's a forgiveness that is, what kind of stupid question is that? Because there are some questions that are stupid. What kind of stupid question is that somebody is asking? So now, okay, what now happened? Who are the Igbos going to forgive for the Biafran war? So, for example, General Sani Abacha is from the northern part of the country. Has anybody asked the northern part of the country whether the South region, the Niger Delta region, from which the resources of this country, you get the resources, from which everything that is being used in this country is mainly from that region? Have they asked them whether they've forgiven the northern part of the region over the killings that Sani Abacha did of Ken Saro-Wiwa and others? But some people just sit down and just be spewing nonsense all over the place. What is all this? As if some region are more Nigerian than other regions? No. There's nobody who is more Nigerian than any region. Every one of us, there are all atrocities that have been meted out on people, and people have taken that on, and we're going now. Somebody is trying to see that whether they have who is forgiving who needs forgiveness from anybody, who offended anybody. The people that did that, go there, let them be accountable. They didn't do it on behalf of their tribe. They didn't go and did they have a meeting with their tribal people? Was there an Indigo meeting before the 1966 coup happened? Just the way, was there a northern meeting before Sani Abacha decided that he was going to kill Niger Delta activists? Why do we stay on this whole thing? And then, the interview is so disgusting. It's unbelievable. There are so many issues. I'm just listening to it. I'm like, oh my goodness. I don't just want to break a veil. I shall just slow down, because I find some certain things that are so irritating. And this is absolutely one of those interviews. I don't even know. I normally don't watch TV, so I don't really know who the journalists are. But man, he just allowed the guy to just take over. It was just spewing all sorts of things, no follow-up. And you know when somebody is spewing nonsense and there's nobody to counter that nonsense, the person will not be feeling that they are making sense. Kai.
Wow, thank God we still have some people who still have mouth. Because like I've always said, nobody has monopoly to anything. If you think you are nice, if you think you are a good person, forget it. There are people who are better than you. And if reverse is the case, you will still see people who will say their head they touch. And I'm surprised that Aisha used to be just seeing this man. This man has been spewing a lot of things now. When I even see him, I don't even like to even listen to him. And unfortunately, just like she said, you can imagine the journalist just open mouth, just a look. You cannot, maybe he does not even have fat, or maybe he has a mission as well. Because you can't tell me, even as a journalist, you will not be able to tackle some things when the man is even making some errors. I don't really understand. And at the end of the day, that is the propaganda they are using these days, especially the people from the Southwest. We will call it the way it is. We will call it the way it is. When the Igbos, when they are misbehaving, we tell them, you are misbehaving. And I remember a time when the so-called people from the Southeast, they'll say, man, this is, I said, she was like, these guys, you don't even know what you are doing. But now the thing is backfiring on them. You guys will be hailing on non-government. You think, I don't really understand. The whole thing is just, everything is just upside down as we speak. And this issue of trying to relate, and that is what they want to do. You see, now that the insecurity in the north now, nobody's talking about the insecurity in the north alone again. No. They are shifting and directing the attention to southeast. To tell you that southeast is this and that. And that is what they are using. They say, these are the people who are talking about it. They want to be president. They want president to come from their place or something. That is it the kind of people that you want to hand over the country into their hands? And meanwhile, we have a lot of when you talk about the home of insecurity is coming from there. Nobody has ever accused anybody of trying to like, okay, you are from there, you are not supposed to do this. You don't have that audacity or the privilege of coming out to say you want to contest because you are coming from that region. Buhari will be say they even give am say na him be Boko Haram patron he dey speak through them when Goodluck Jonathan was there. Nobody has ever said, oh, people are from your region who are causing problems, so therefore you have no right to contest for anything. Nobody talk am. Even Atiku that went to go and delete his message when he was talking about this Deborah killing. At the end of the day, deleted it. Nobody's even telling him all of those things. But Peter Obi that has never even done anything, he has never even said anything concerning IPOB. But now, since they want to make it a big issue, now he has come out to say, these people, I see them every day. When you see a terrorist, you go fist stand. You go fist stand. So that is this man the SHEHU. That man is something else. So that man is something else. You know, it's like he's taking over from he's trying to take over from Gumi. He's just showing seed of discord. Is it not the same man that was telling Christians in the north that they don't regard you as Christians in the south? Don't vote for Bill. He came out openly and said that. So, like I said, I'm even surprised that Aisha Yesufu is just trying to know him. Who is going to forgive you? Who is forgiving who? Who is forgiving who? I listened to somebody, a Yoruba man, or somebody Yoruba, I don't know whether a woman or a man. He said if we begin to look at all of these things, everybody don't offend each other. If you want to look it from that angle, Yoruba people have offended Igbo people have offended Yoruba people, vice versa. Vice versa. It has always been like that. So if you continue in that and you want to stick some people, no, meanwhile, you are the one who, you are saints. You are not saints. So other people are the sinners. Okay, let them go their way. You said no. Now, you say they don't know how to play politics. They want to try to play politics now. You say, oh, now they've abandoned the Biafra. Oh. They've abandoned Biafra. Like somebody was telling me that, oh, Igbos never see fire. If they see fire, they go run. You know what they don't pass through? Which fire they want to see pass the civil war? Which one they want to see? And at the end of the day, they are still adamant. They are still standing on what they believe in. There's nobody that has monopoly to anything. No. Don't think. Now where your own starts, now another, or where your own stop, now another person your own start. If we want to continue like this, we will continue to get it fire for fire. And until we deal with all these individuals who call themselves or who make themselves leaders, until we deal with such people, until that, then things will continue to get deteriorated. When you talk about the chief of divisive person who divide the chief of division is Buhari Ghana. All this nonsense that we are experiencing because we have somebody who is not okay. His wife just told us that he's suffering from a post whatever distress order. Someone is asking or saying that Igbo were the first to do coup in Nigeria. This present Nigeria constitution, that is a bad constitution, was written by Ben Nwabweze, an Igbo man, for selfish reason. For Igbos, they let everybody go their separate way. Igbo no good, Yoruba no good, Hausa no good. Even feel like they can't also, because they are just like minority from this thing. They are just minority. Are they even from Nigeria? Calling themselves is like is an insult. Everybody, every part of this country, no good. Everybody go your way. Why are the people who think that they know how to do it? Why is it that they are afraid of going their separate ways? I am not Igbo, but honestly, I do not see the use of these arguments back and forth. If we cannot forgive one another and live together as equal in one united country, then why don't we simply allow the different constituent groups to go their way? Why do we still try to force incompatible entities to stay together as a country? And very simple. Since they don't even want these people, Igbos, why not allow them to go, which can, instead of caging them? May your days be long and forever you shall live. You say you are afraid of them. They say, oh, they are in a landlocked this thing. They are not many. Wetin concern you? Let them go now. If not be saying that you define wetin no loss. If this one no good, this one no good, then what are we staying together? We cannot just agree. We cannot just agree. When some people are trying to bring everybody together, some people are dragging it the other way. I don't understand this kind of a thing. Aisha, I am from the north, but I agree with you totally. I don't know why northern our northern brothers always want to assume the position of God. Have they not wronged the Igbos? What kind of arrogance is that? I don't understand. Can you imagine? The Igbos are betrayers. Don't try them. They let them be. She was not born during the war. Okay, and so was true talk. That is why, that is my annoyance with them, and they don't even tell themselves the truth. Let everybody go. You now, you that they call you betrayers, is it everybody that is a betrayer? Some people do something. Did they agree that they are going to do this thing together? Honestly, some people are terrible. They have critical spirits.